Hey everyone and welcome to TipZ. Today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/Entitledparents. If you like these stories and want more, be sure to subscribe and help the channel grow. Now feel free to sit back and enjoy. PP forces her son on his birthday to do a painting just like her, then ruins it and makes him start over. Backstory: for my 12th birthday I went to an art place to paint the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. This place usually serves alcohol during sessions, but there is a family-friendly room in the back for lessons with people under 21, bonus points for whoever can guess the place. Lol. Hint, it's in California. Now we meet the cast. Karen, greater than. SK, sad kid. M, my mom. ME, me, duh. RP1 and RP2, both random people. IN, instructor. I walk into the place and the receptionist takes us to the family-friendly room where the session was. The entire session is family-friendly, no split classes here. I pick a canvas and sit down next to my mum because she was painting too. The canvas had a light sketch of the Cheshire Cat on it already. I wait a few minutes because we got there early. And in walks Karen and SK. I forgot how old he was, probably 8 to 10. SK is pretty happy right now, but sadly folks that will change in about 3 hours. They both take the canvases across from us and sit down. A few more minutes pass and everyone is here, about 12 people, and the class starts. The instructor tells us all the basic things about the paint, but another thing you need to remember is that the black paint is irreversible. That is also important. In told us to paint the background first and try to keep the inside of the sketch clear of paint until later for the best results. So I start to paint the background. It was red on the bottom fading to a yellow on the top. Karen though starts to paint the cat first. SK starts to paint the background, as instructed, but Karen decided that you are my son and you have to do the same as me. She made him put his paintbrush down and take a time out. Who in their right mind, I mean, come on. In heard Karen yelling at him and came over. The conversation came as followed. IN, is everything okay over here? Karen, yes, everything is just fine. He just isn't listening to me, that's all. ME, trying to mind my own business but kind of looking at them. Karen, gives me dirty look. What are you looking at? Mind your own business. ME, I hadn't still do have social issues and can't deal with stuff like this, I'm sorry ma'am. IN, to Karen, please calm down. There is no right or wrong in painting, everyone does things differently. Hands SK his paintbrush. SK, thank you. Karen, takes paintbrush again. Now. He's in timeout until he can learn to listen to me. IN, I'm sorry but if you carry on like this ma'am you're going to have to leave. You are disturbing the other painters. Karen, fine. Probably thinking about how she paid for this lesson, slides paintbrush to SK. About an hour passes and some people have finished their background. Karen has finished her cat now too. In tells us what to do for the cat for the best results. Paint color first then do black outline. Keeps you from messing up right away with the black. We start to do that in DSK has picked a perfect color scheme. It goes amazing with the background, important later, trust me. Karen, on the other hand, chose clashing colors. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, she might just like it like that, but it's not something you would want to hang up in a house. Karen is huffing and is being very open to her being jealous of her son's skills. Another half hour goes by and almost everybody is done with their coloring. It tells us how to do the black outline. We have to be very precise about it. SK is doing it, but then Karen can't take it anymore. She dips her paintbrush in black paint, yells out, and starts scribbling all over his hours worth of hard work, ruining IT. Everyone was in shock. In comes over and loses her S. Karen does the same and RP1 and RP2 has to break it up because they started to full-on scream. Then Karen had the actual nerve to hug her son and say, I'm so sorry she is being this nasty on your birthday. The audacity. Okay. I'm not even done. SK yells out, no. You're the one ruining my birthday. Everyone goes quiet. It seriously felt like something out of the drama movie. SK bursts into tears. In takes his canvas and gives him one of the spares. I am so glad they has some, and she sat next to him the entire rest of the class and helped him finish him. Oh. My. Gosh. I was just a bystander with only a little interaction but that experience was awful. SK if you somehow are reading this I wish you the best. And Karen if you somehow reading this, screw you. Wreck your car. If you don't I'll have my child scream at you. I gave the bird to a child today and I'm not even sorry a bit. I was driving through a crowded parking lot today when suddenly the massive SUV in front of me braked and began quickly backing up. Figuring they couldn't see my Versa right behind them, I frantically gave 2 short taps to the horn. The vehicle stopped for about 5 seconds, then proceeded to start backing up again. With inches to spare, I threw my car in reverse and backed up about a quarter car length. There were cars coming behind me, and hit the horn again. A child's head pops up from the back seat and mouths back up. Back up into the car behind me? I shook my head no and threw my car in park. The child turned around to get orders from the driver, then again turned around and began mouthing something unintelligible but clearly screaming. I gave the kid the bird. Insert shocked Pikachu face. The SUV suddenly shot forward into a free parking space and I proceeded, driving right past the lovely red-faced parent of the year who was obviously having some sort of aneurysm over her child witnessing my middle finger, so I gave her a personal demonstration as I cruised by. The kicker was really that she didn't need additional space to back up and park. She clearly demonstrated that when she whipped into a spot. She seemed to be outraged that I didn't just respect her vehicular authority and either let her ram my sedan or ram the person behind me. Child was maybe 10 or so, but if they'd been 5 I still wouldn't feel bad. I'm at the orthopedics. I'm a little out of it due to my painkillers, but wow, was today a great day at the orthopedics clinic. Short bit of information. I'm physically disabled. My ankle is basically being eaten by arthritis due to a horrible break and I got a few surgeries done, which means I'm at the orthopedics a lot, and today I was getting my injections to make it so I can walk without being in pain. I use a cane on good days and wheelchair on bad days. This orthopedics is top in our state, no walk-ins due to how busy it is, and it can be a hassle to get appointments. Today the lobby was full. Mostly older people, some sports injuries, chairs full. I'm in my wheelchair cause I'm in agony. My back is messed up as well, so standing today is a no-go. The doctor is behind schedule, so my wife just sits on my lap for a bit. We're watching original Season 1 Pokemon, and in walks a large woman near dragging her child. LP me, M. Karanzilla, our receptionist, and OM old man. R. Hello, does the spiel, how can I help you? EM, I need to see Dr. NA right now, my daughter needs to be seen now. R. Clearly done with life, do you have an appointment? We no longer accept walk-ins. EM, are you kidding me? My daughter needs to be seen, talk to NA, he'll see us. I'm friends with his sister. The receptionist tells her to take a seat and she'll see what she can do. However, there's no seats available. That's how full this place is. When M sees that we're sitting together, she scoffs about how they're disgusting and setting bad examples, and says I don't need to be here. LP, seriously? So you're telling me my pain is in my head? Thank you, doctor, I'm cured. EM, don't be rude. Now get up, I'm tired and my daughter isn't feeling good. Now this older man next to my wheelchair in his own looks pissed. OM, woman, will you shut the hell up? I'm trying to read the damn newspaper. EM, mind your business. OM, I've been waiting to be seen for a month. If your fat ass gets seen before me, I'm going to lose it. Now leave the ladies alone, your ass won't even fit in it, you cow. Ducking women like you always loud. Sit down, I want to read about the pumpkin festival in peace. I wish I could have recorded how red this woman got, but I was wheeled into the exam areas before anything fun could happen. I want to give 0 ducks like that man. Mill wants my original Super NES that my dad gave me. So this happened a year ago and it's more funny to me now than frustrating. I'm on mobile blah blah. Cast. BF, fiancé BFD, fiancé's dad Mill, mother-in-law / BF stepmom me / I. Background. My dad bought a Super NES before he got married to my mom. He still smoked cigarettes, so there were yellow stains on it. I grew up playing Super Mario, Yoshi's World. My mom hated the game, so when we moved we put it in the basement and slowly stopped playing it so much. When I was showing it to my BF, he noticed there were yellow smoke stains and he said he could get them off, and my dad let me give it to him to clean for a short time. The story. A couple days after I gave my BF the SNES, I was at his parents' house because he was going to give it back to me. He hadn't had time to work on it because of college things, so he cleaned while I was there. We were in the game room when Mill came in. So that's yours, Mugbug? It's my dad's, but he gave it to me. I said excitedly. It's friggin' awesome owning a SNES, lol. Oh. Mill said and walked away. My BF finished putting the clean console back together and we turned it on to play a game. Mill comes back into the room and sits in her computer chair. After we get to level 5, which didn't take long, she turns to my BF. "So are you keeping that?" she said, visibly upset. "No. I just cleaned it for her, she's taking it home." "Why are you playing it?" "Because we just wanted to see how it ran after I put it back together." Mill stood up and I could hear her talking to BFD quietly. Then I heard her crying. "I want it." Mill shouts. "It's not yours," BFD said. "He always gets everything. I want it." Mill whined like a child. "Let's go talk to BF." "He won't give it to me," Mill said. At this point BF paused the game and went to talk to Mill. "Why do you always get everything I want?" Mill was still crying. "What are you talking about?" BF asked. "Well, I want a SNES. And you're keeping it away from me," Mill shouts. "No, I'm not. It's not mine," BF said, starting to get frustrated. "Then why is it here?" Mill asked. "I told you I was cleaning it for Mugbug. It was here so long because I was busy with school," BF said. "Well, I want one now." BF turned and walked out. I told him I didn't want her destroying my vintage console and we put it away. BFD comes in while we are putting it away and apologizes for Mill's actions to me. Then tells BF that they're going up to GameStop to get Mill a $90 SNES Classic. We all went up to the only town with a GameStop an hour away, got the console, and she played it for 1 hour and hasn't touched it since. I think I should have just let her have my console because it totally would have got used there. /S. TLDR, BF cleans my original SNES, Mill thinks I'm giving it to BF and throws a childish fit. Mill gets a SNES Classic and plays it for an hour, never touching it again. M tries to blame me for her car accident and then complains that I'm a bad driver. This is long. No TLDR, so buckle up like I did. I brought my kids to the zoo, and after a full day of walking, my one kid complaining almost constantly, and being tired from getting up with my baby at 3:30 am this morning, I was so ready to just go home. Of course it wasn't that easy. The cast. EM, entitled Mum. Me. D, driver of vehicle 2. So after finally getting my kiddos packed up and ready to do the 2-hour drive home, I'm sitting in my vehicle with it in reverse but not moving, waiting my turn to exit, as this is a very busy parking lot and I had a really good spot near the entrance. I'm in no rush because rushing when I have 2 hours to go seems silly, so I'm waiting for a couple people to go past me. Suddenly a wild Karen appeared. She decided she wanted my spot after seeing my lights. No big deal, except she then starts to reverse and backed straight into the car driving behind her. I shut my engine off and get out, opening my kids' door to make sure I can hear them and they are okay, to see if everyone is okay. It's Canada, guys, we are mostly super nice here, aside from the crazies. M is yelling at D for not backing up and just stopping when he saw she was backing up. D is confused and saying he doesn't understand why she would back straight into him rather than just going around and circling back. M sees me approaching and turns her anger to me. "M, this is all your fault. You shouldn't have been in reverse and just sitting there. You have to give me your insurance info right now and you're going to be paying for this." I'm a little shocked about the whole thing, so I chose to just not say anything to her. I turn to D and say, "Name. I just saw this whole thing. Are you okay? Let me give you my info so when you file a report I'll be a witness if they ask for one or if she tries to twist this around." D is very thankful and says everyone in his car is alright, thankfully, and he is about to call the cops and insurance to make a claim. He takes my info and I go back to my vehicle. All is well, I get all settled and ready to go. I have more than enough room to get out. So I'm backing out and having no problem. I have convex mirrors on my side mirrors so I don't have a blind spot and I can see extremely well how close I am to anything. Suddenly M starts banging on my window. "M, you're going to hit my car and cause more damage to it. You're too close and will hit me. Just wait until this is all settled and then go." Me, with more than a foot of room between my rear and her front ends. "No, I'm not. I can see how much room I have. I'm fine. I have to go, lady. I have 3 kids to get home." "M, you already caused this accident and you're going to make it worse. If you have to leave, keep your wheels straight so you don't hit me." Me, I'm not anywhere near you. If I do that, I'll hit the car parked behind me. "M, listen to me, you terrible driver, and do as I'm telling you." Me, now done with this and not dealing with her anymore, lady, You've got a lot of attitude, and I'm not taking driving advice from someone who just rear-ended theirself. M seems pretty dumbfounded about this, so I take this opportunity to continue on my way. When M realized I started moving again, she kept yelling for me to listen to her and keep my wheel straight and that I would hit her car. Guess what? I didn't hit her car or anyone else's. I then continued on my way and spent 3 hours in traffic, but my kiddos slept, so I call it a win. Not super exciting, but also a pretty inconvenient way to end the day. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to help the channel grow. I will see you tomorrow with more stories from Reddit.